Hello and welcome to the second video of Present the Class. In this video, I'm going to share with you the product section of the class where we will go over the top 10 oils and lifelong vitality with your class attendees. Now, when you present the class, of course, you'll be using a handout. I personally like the Natural Solutions handout. You can find it in your back office. You can order it from there, or you can download it from your back office as well. So you can simply just use that so people can follow along. And from the Natural Solutions handout, this is what they have on there. And they literally have all of the top 10 oils in there except for oregano. But you can just flip it to that and show it to them. And of course, you'll have the top 10 oils there. We do want to cover the top 10 oils that are in the Home Essentials Kit and the Family's Essentials Kit, because those are the starter kits that you do want people to be familiar with or to enroll with. So as you turn to this page, you talk to them about, you have talked to them about their health goals, a little bit about doTERRA. So this is where you will start with the products and say, well, now let's talk about some of the most popular oils doTERRA offers. And you will start with the first oil here, peppermint. So you open up the oils, pass it around for people to put in their palms and have them smell it. And you say, okay, so this is peppermint. Take a whiff of this and you will get an instant pick-me-up without the crash. This is the first way to use oils, which is aromatically. You may also use the oil in a diffuser. So you've just talked about a very simple feature or benefit of this oil. Now you want to connect that with the attendees. Remember, we just had everybody share some of the health goals, right? And so you would identify health goals that someone has shared and make that connection and say, Sleeping Beauty, you just mentioned earlier that you are tired all the time and want to have more energy. Inhale peppermint and you will feel energized and refreshed right away. What do you think? You see how simple it is? Again, talk about the oils, pass it around, give them a very simple benefit, and then tie it, connect it with someone's health goal, okay? So, simple, takes less than 30 seconds right there, and then you move on to the next oil, which is Deep Blue. Do the same thing, open it up, pass it around. The next oil is Deep Blue. You apply this oil topically to affected areas to target specific needs. This is what you use to relieve muscle aches and joint pain. Again, the features of the oil sounds great, but what does it really mean to the attendees? You make the connection. Cinderella, you mentioned about your sore back and shoulders from doing all the chores. Apply this oil before and after your chores, and you will notice a difference immediately. Helpful, isn't it? Do you see how simple it is? Just tie it to a need. But I also want to show you at the end, you always want to say, hey, what do you think? Was that helpful? Helpful, isn't it? You want people to be nodding their heads, right? You want to get them into the habit of, oh yeah, that's great. I can totally see that. And you want them to be agreeing with you along the way. So later when you show them the kits, they'll be like, yeah, I can do that too. So that's the second oil. And then you talk about the third oil. Open it up, pass it around. The next oil is On Guard. In addition to diffusing and applying topically, you can also use this oil internally to give your immune system a boost. Simply add a drop in your water and sip it throughout the day. Again, quick, simple feature of what the oils can help you with, and then make the connection with the class attendees. Now, Anna, you had mentioned that you want to keep from getting sick all the time since it's always cold in your castle. This is the one you would use for that. Isn't this great? And wait for her to nod her head. And that is it. You just make that one connection. And what is really interesting is that people will be kind of listening up and say, well, when is she going to address my need, right? So kind of help them stay focused and say, wow, this is really great. I can see how these oils can address all of our needs there. And if there's an oil, say like if it's DigestZen and no one has mentioned any digestive support they need, which is rare in a class, right? Then you could say, well, this is DigestZen. You could, again, go through this system here, and he said, this might not be an oil that you use every day, but this is for blah, 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 list them of things that digestion is for. So definitely you would want to have this oil in your home, right? So that is it. And so go through the rest of the top 10 oils, follow the format for the rest of it, rinse and repeat. So this fourth oil, again, this is taken from the Natural Solutions handout. Next one is Breathe, Digestion, Melaleuca, Lavender, Frankincense, Lemon. Oregano, again, it's not on here. You can just quickly touch upon that. That's it. You spend about 30 to 45 seconds on each oil. Very simple. Wait for that nod and move on. That's how we can keep that class to under 30 to 40 minutes. And people do not lose their attention, because if we want to share everything about the oils, I remember with lavender, I want to tell them it's calming, relaxing. I want to tell them it's great for the skin. I want to tell them that you keep it next to your stove for the burns, blah, 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 right? But understand that most people only remember 20% of what they hear in a class. And if honestly, if you bring up so many different things, they'll be like so overwhelmed, and it will be hard for them to make decisions, because an overwhelmed mind does not make decisions. So you keep it simple, help them connect with the health goals with the oils, and move on. Isn't this great? And then after you've talked about the top 10 oils, you put a plug in for lifelong vitality. And then you say, last and definitely not least, our number one product is the vitamin kit, which is key in helping with the health goals that we just covered. So keep that in mind, whether you want to get that now or later. It is a must and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you feel led to talk a little bit about each vitamin, the VMC, the Z Omega, and Alpha CRS, you can totally like just put a plug in some of the ingredients and what they do. But sometimes you don't even need that. Just let them know that this is number one product. It is key in helping with the health goals, and you can get it now or later, and it comes with a money-back guarantee. Simple, and planting that seeds in their minds, even if they don't get it now, they know that, okay, she said this is a must. This is something that I really need to consider. And that's it. This is the product section of your class. Go over the top 10 oils with the system that I just showed you. Show them the oil, talk about a key benefit, tied it with one of the attendee, and one after another. Do that and close it with LLV. So I invite you to just practice some of the oils here and make sure that you get it. So you become so comfortable in sharing that it becomes really natural for you as you talk about these oils. Okay? Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next one.